I'm gonna talk about arts, corruption, and cybersecurity. See, human creativity and arts are great vehicle for creating change. It doesn't matter if you are journalist or filmmaker or you make posters, you create, and if you create social justice arts, you are part of change. On the other side, there is a human greed, apathy, and self-absorption, which are awfully good at creating. They're great vehicles on accumulating wealth and power, and they rub themselves usually in a lot of art, which is apolitical and beautiful and aesthetic, but they don't engage in social justice arts. If they would do that, they would actually do our work, and they don't do that. I'm from Czech Republic, and I wanna just because of the solidarity what we do, I wanna just like let you know or sort of create small report back from Czech Republic on what's going on there in Central Europe. In 2014, I had to fly back on vacation to Czech Republic, visit my friends and family. And as I'm about to fly there, Israel started bombing Gaza. And my friends in Prague started organizing for demonstration, marching through the city to Israeli embassy. And Czech was at that point pretty apolitical place. There was no demonstrations for over a decade. There was no protests. It was pretty neoliberal, capitalist place. So the minute I arrived, I thought I should go take a look to our final destination, where the next day march is gonna end by the Israeli embassy. I went to the park by the embassy, and the minute I started taking pictures with these little puppets, it's an arts project, little puppets with signs of Palestine and the right to return home. I was suddenly surrounded by the secret services with little Uzis and little machine guns, and they called the Czech police, the city police, and the federal police to check my ID. The minute they arrived, they confiscated my Czech passport and they gave it to Israeli forces.
Wow.
Within 20 minutes, the whole thing a little bit escalated, and more cars arrived, and more guys, muscle guys in civilian clothes, were running around with little machine guns. And I thought it was great for taking pictures and actually they kept me sane a little bit. And but the minute my phone, I was trying to reach out my friend saying that I'm being detained and they confiscated my passport. The minute my phone was returning my messages saying messages failed, and the minute the pictures I was taking were wiped out right away and they weren't stored on my phone, my phone was hacked by the what is it called, one of those intercept machines, the technology. What, thanks to Edward Snowden, we know Israel is great on manufacturing and selling to foreign governments and banks and other institutions. So that minute, I asked them if I'm being detained. They said no, but I cannot go because they have my passport. I said you can keep your passport. I said I'm going to my U.S. embassy because I have two passports. The minute they start yelling at the U.S. embassy security forces to return my passport, and I was good to go. So the next day we had a beautiful march. ISM in Prague is about 10 people, but they managed to organize about 600 Palestinians, mainly Palestinians, which was great. And they didn't care about their immigration status and what's going on. They just went to the city, and we marched through the whole historical part of Prague by the presidential palace and to Israeli embassy. It looks sort of like in fairy tale or Hollywood movie where angry peasants covered with blood and Palestinian posters were marching through the historical Prague, going to storm a castle, but we went to the Israeli embassy. It was beautiful. So the minute that happened, they call us from Czech television if we can come up with any ISM representatives and come to the television and be on the night talk with some ultra-Zionist outspoken person. So what ISM done, they contacted a lady who was in demonstration, which is equivalent to Lamizdi. Seriously, she's an amazing Palestinian person. They went to television, they started bombing her with questions and insulting her and saying there is no Palestinian people, there is no Palestine, those are all Syrian people. And she said, well, I'm Palestinian, I'm from Palestine, I grew up in Palestine, my parents grew up in Palestine. She doesn't have an accent, she's eloquent and well spoken, and they just couldn't believe that person who they thought was a Czech citizen, and she's a Czech citizen, could also be Palestinian. So she shut up suddenly like the vision of television, and they start all of a sudden rolling images of from Germany. The same day there was a demonstration in Germany of Nazi skinheads hailing and with swastika demonstrating against Israelis. So they put the same image with the pro-Palestine demonstration in Prague, associating those two images, and then they ripped from ISM Prague video from occupation cast LED, that was 2008, and they put it all together, making it look that Israelis were actually demonstrating against these peaceful demonstrations, and they completely made a mess of that. And so the next day we got pretty pumped up, and we created this huge banner, 20 by 4 feet banner, and for the next days we were just dropping the banners from every castle in Prague and every tower we could go, every bridge, and kids were covered in blood, and we just did die in every 100 yards, and we talked to tourists. So it was amazing. And then we went to the corporate television who was making the show. In Czech, there's pretty much only one monopoly and one television. Thanks to the free market, all the televisions got bought out, and it looks like Berlusconi's Italy on steroids right now. And, so we went to the headquarters of that company. It's like one of the most awful places on the world. Like we see all of these, let's say, New York Post and Wall Street Journal and I don't know, Economist, and all of these different publications, which is owned by one publication, by one owner. So we went to protest them, and they just came with cameramen. Some of those executive directors came down, and they just expressed their sympathy for us, and they just told us that how much they're afraid of the bombing, because 10 of their executive producers and chief of staff are actually in Israel, where they have a second home, and where they have most of the company have a vacation spot. So they feel our pain, and they are really afraid for Israeli people and how Israel is beautiful. And I just completely didn't hear what we were talking about. So I was about to just first say about the security, like how state police and hacking into the phones, how that's fluent, like on random places. And then I was about to make the link between the television and state and Israel again. So, how is it all fluent? In 2015, one of the Czech cities, Plzeň, was declared for 1 year European Capital of Culture. Anybody who is there can get a certificate. Any European country get a certificate of being part of the UNESCO program and for the European Capital of Culture. Every year also in Prague, so this is in different city. In Prague there is a festival called Days of Jerusalem, where the Israeli embassy is promoting Israel as Jerusalem as an Israeli city and Israeli culture. That year Israeli embassy decided that they're gonna move Days of Jerusalem to Plzeň, to that city which is a European capital of culture. And the Czech Ministry of Foreign Affairs allowed that. So Israeli embassy and Czech Israeli Chamber of Commerce were sponsoring the whole thing. There was about a month of art. There was a ballet, symphonies, a sculpture, film production. And when we were trying to shut it down and stop it because of the occupation, they portrayed us in the movies and in the media that we are anti-Zionists and fascists and leftists and Marxists. So since I live here and I know Felice, we work together on same campaigns, I right away reached out to Ray McGovern and Wright, Rogers Waters, Alice Walker, and because that's about art, so they signed this letter, they wrote this amazing letter in support of our struggle as a pro-Palestine solidarity activist and on behalf of Palestinians, asking the UNESCO and the Czech Ministry of Foreign Affairs to ban Israeli embassy from having Days of Jerusalem at that city, because they would also say that Israel and Jerusalem is part of the European Union, and they would grant them certain permits, such as trading, bringing porcelain, bringing wine, bringing oil, bringing certain things which are normally, if you bring it from United States, it has to go through the Chamber of Commerce and certain ministries. If you are a small culture, like, I don't know, Philippines or Nepal or Palestine or Israel, you can use Ministry of Culture to get a permits for trading. So you can get access into the middle of European Union and bypass the whole thing. So we had this amazing campaign on that, on European Capital of Culture, and they portrayed us as insane people. What I forgot to mention that the biggest sponsor of the Days of Jerusalem is the Israeli embassy and the Czech-Israeli Chamber of Commerce, which is focusing mainly on cybersecurity. Their president is a Czech ambassador to Israel, and he was formerly Minister of Foreign Affairs. And as of today, I just read about them, they are opening the Israeli company, formerly, what is it, like one of those Mossad special forces, what is like a 6.6 or 8.6, one of those special forces?
8200.
Thank you. So they created a special cyber gym company which is offering services to the banks, global banks and governments, how to combat hackers and activists, how to recognize when activists are coming and boycott certain organization, which comes back again to the United States, and hacking and security. What's great that we can read about it on WikiLeaks, that Chelsea Manning published all of these cables where we can read about, let's say, Goldstone report, when United States Embassy, the State Department colluded and they pushed on certain European countries and they just sent them, we need you to vote with us against the Goldstone report to go, to prevent it from going to the General Assembly. Can you vote with us against it? And they say, yes, we can. Then they return and they say, well, we cannot because European Union is pushing on us, but we're gonna abstain from voting, and they did. So all the people who put the effort in the Goldstone report, which was so important, suddenly just, you know, was derailed by 5 people in the office who say, well, okay, United States is asking us to do it, so we're gonna do it. And so it didn't make it to the General Assembly. And so I would urge everybody to read WikiLeaks and analyze not just on Palestine, but on just about any issue. Those are amazing. It's like reading HBO. It's always the same evil people, evil characters, and they always conspire on certain things. It's amazing thing to read it. And I mean, I want to give shout out to Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden and WikiLeaks for giving us all the information on the hacking devices, what they are using against us, and all the stuff. And I want to just say how important that is, that if you are organizing here on BDS, they are passing bill here to ban BDS. Okay. It's in United States. It's not in, I don't know, Egypt or somewhere else. That's insane, right? So in order to organize, they are reading your emails, they are accessing all of your devices. If you want to organize successful demonstration and attack the pillars of power and structure, you need to also organize efficiently. I mean, we need to organize efficiently. So when we see, like, I want to use the picture of Czech Republic and how much art they put into that European capital of culture. Yes. When we see the symphony in New York, Israeli symphony in New York City, that's not just the main action of the operation which is coming to New York City. It's just like the cover-up of the pillars of power. That the main power and structure is behind it. They're just sponsoring activists which are qualifying the whole occupation. That's pretty much all.
Well, thanks.